So, und jetzt sind wir gerade angekommen mit dem Fahrstuhl unten. Wir testen jetzt, was passiert, wenn wir
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wir genau das machen, was er sagt.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Na klar. Oh, wie riesig.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Fuck.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ja gut, ich gehe hier schon weiter. Oh, da oben ist einer kaputt. Jetzt geht er wieder.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Geht er weiter?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wie denn? Okay, ja, das beschloss ich. Okay. Und das mache ich jetzt wie? Ich kann das nicht lesen.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Natürlich, also das kann man nicht akzeptieren, dass man sowas hat, deswegen...
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Oh, da ist eine Tür auf. Wir gehen mal schnell. Was?
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Ja, hä?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's...
Du.
I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. It doesn't grow on trees.
Ja, aber ich krieg das hin.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Ja.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable
Ja, ich will das ausschalten, ja.
running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in the
Was? Ja.
numbered button. These colored ones, or maybe this big red button.
I did it!
Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Ja.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any purpose in this place is? Stanley.
Ich geb's
You're in
auf.
for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me,
Das sind ja solche Knöpfe.
of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Ich bin wohl gestorben.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Jetzt erzählt er mir was anderes. So, jetzt mache ich mal wirklich das, was er sagt. Genau. Hui. Hui.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Das hatte ich mir gerade anders überlegt.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward
Ja.
into the opened passageway.
Wie geil. So. Boop. Es lädt. Also am Anfang habe ich ja echt gedacht, das wird nur ein sehr kurzes Let's Play. Aber es gibt hier unendlich viele
Stanley
Möglichkeiten.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ja, ich gehe jetzt natürlich ein bisschen schneller durch, weil das habt ihr ja alles schon gesehen.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley...
Es ist doch sinnlos, so einen Raum zu bauen. Man kann doch eh nicht auf einen Monitor sich also man kann sich immer nur auf einen konzentrieren. So, da. Nimm den da mit den zwei, mit dem Sessel und dem Sofa. Das ist schön. Passiert bloß nichts. Sind ja alle weg.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
Stellen Sie mal meinen Controller-Status offline. Okay, die sind sowieso alle offline. Genau. Und wir sind ja ein guter Stanley und deswegen wollen wir es zerstören.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Oh, wie schön.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh, wie schön.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Wow, wie schön ist doch wahr dort. Errungenschaft freigeschalten. Ihr seht es da oben, da, in der anderen Richtung, da ganz oben, Errungenschaft freigeschalten. Beat the game. Okay. Aber es lädt. Ich weiß nicht, was das heißt. Es heißt natürlich, wir sind wieder in unserem Büro. Und ein was möchte ich ausprobieren. Ein was.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ein was hatte ich, glaube ich, noch nicht
Stanley
versucht.
came to a set of two open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Ja.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Da bin ich auch noch nicht lang gelaufen. Aber ich wollte mal schauen, was passiert, wenn ich mit diesem
Stanley was so
Lifter hier
bad at
weiterfahre.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ich glaube, ich komme dann da oben hin.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Ja?
Chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Sie? Wer sie?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Ich will mich nicht bewegen.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Ich will da nicht reingehen. Kann ich auch woanders hingehen?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his
Drücke 8. Ja, was passiert denn, wenn ich jetzt auf X drücke? Passiert nichts. Ich gucke mich mal weiter um.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
The fuck?
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Fernzusehen? Ach, da. Ja.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers